All right. Where we at? Where we at? What up, folks? Man, wait till you people get on. I done jumped on you, baby. Surprise you. You never know exactly what I'll be doing, what I'll be wearing, or anything like that, man. It's the element of surprise, and your boy specializes in it, right? All right. So, where we going? Got to get a quick open monologue in, right? So, before this game, if you were a member of patreon.com/committed to the G, I told you how to properly analyze games and how not to be a complete dumbass, right? When you're talking about another team that you probably can't name 4 or 5 players on because you don't follow that particular team, right? So I really dug deep down. This Notre Dame's a team that I watch every week anyway, right? But I really dug deep down in the film and really labbed these guys and just learned the roster. And I'm like, man, despite what people are saying, Notre Dame, like I said before, Notre Dame is the type of team to give Georgia trouble, right? Some of these other teams that you think are really good, I think they'll give Georgia trouble. I think it has to be a physical team that'll work the middle with tight ends and everything like that, quick hitter type stuff, and on defense they rally to the ball and maybe have a little bit more depth than Notre Dame, but you know what I mean. You get what I'm saying. So I labbed that bad boy, went through a whole bunch of stuff. I'm talking about what 20 something, over 20 something minutes worth of film, patreon.com/committed to the G. And what did I get out of that? I mean, I broke it down perfectly. I talked about the mesh routes, right? The mesh concepts. I talk about Ian booking from the pocket, right? Ian booking from the pocket. I talked about the stars on defense. I talked about the line of scrimmage play that Notre Dame could do. And I said that, man, Georgia should beat Notre Dame, but I wouldn't be overly cocky about saying that they would completely smoke Notre Dame. Well, people didn't care about that. People was like, man, they're going to beat Notre Dame by like 80 points and all this and that. I'm like, man, you name 5 players from Notre Dame, then I can take your analysis serious, right? No, 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 no. That didn't happen. So what did I tell you? To me, a close win is almost like loss just because the fans made Notre Dame look like they were trash when in reality is beating Notre Dame, period, to me was a really good win, especially how it evolved, how I thought that the general Jake Fromm took the game into his own hands. He had some pockets, man, some spots where he was extremely hot. I thought he had some spots where I think they went away from him when they could have actually rode him a little bit through the air, and it may have been a little bit easier of a victory. But the play calling, right? You guys want to get on Jim Chaney when James Coley is not established and he's never been an A1 type coordinator. And I think, especially from a play calling standpoint, right? And this is a guy that I told you before, I didn't come with just blanket statements and stuff. I covered James Coley, right, at Miami, right, for Miami Rivals. Everybody know that I worked there as well. And I understand his scheme and how he calls plays and everything like that. So sometimes he'll take the quarterback out of a rhythm. I thought he was a lot conservative when he didn't necessarily need to be. I don't know. It was just kind of weird to me, but I thought it was a great game. I thought the defense really held up. The second half adjustments were really good. Been able to really hone in on the tight end towards the end and got away from them a little bit. But they slowed that down. I thought they sprayed the ball around the yard. They could have been the edge a little bit more. That's what I said. They would have trouble stopping the edge bending runs. They would probably be pretty locked in on the inside runs, right, between the tackles, because that's what Notre Dame does itself. So it practices against that. And I told you the offensive line and pass protection was really good. I don't think Georgia got a sack, right? I don't think Georgia got a sack. Georgia ended up getting some pressure when it needed to, but other than that, man, it just goes to show you. I love competition between teams with NFL talent on it. Notre Dame has a ton of NFL talent on it. These other teams, you guys out there piping these other teams, and these teams ain't played nobody, man. You know how many times I look around and see in the comment section of this YouTube channel people talking about, oh, so-and-so killing this. They ain't played a ranked team, right? Ain't played a ranked team. They playing the Auto Mechanic Mobile Institute of tire shining. Like, come on, fam. Notre Dame's a top 10 team with a lot of NFL talent on it. So this was a good win, man. I feel this win more than any other win that anybody's done throughout this entire season thus far in the first 4 weeks or whatever like that. So that's just my opinion on it. We'll open it up. Super chatters get priority. If you ain't super chatting, I might be ignoring you and I might have to just stay for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because we here on a time that we shouldn't be here. I need to be getting on some content. Where we at? No super chats. Gonna be a short night. Oh, God. Clemson fan number 1, the first dude up in here. Man said thoughts. Like I wasn't. Come on. Thoughts? Really, Jay Calloway? Like, what you think I'm going to do? Tackling was looking lax in the first half, says Gregory Glaves. Ryan Mel in the house. What up, Ryan Mel? K Sauce says y'all got so lucky. What he talking about? If you a fanboy, don't come up in this. This is the wrong channel. There's a plenty. I know a couple of channels that you would absolutely go hard at. They would absolutely love that fanboy shit. Not here. Levi, great game, even though I thought we were going to beat them by a lot more. That's goofy. Shouldn't have thought that. Listen to your boy. Who's the one that said LSU was going to beat Georgia last year? Congrats to Notre Dame for a hell of a game, says Mr. Lambeau. Even the Notre Dame fans, when I took the score, remember, they was all scared too. I was like, I don't know about that. Wrestler, absolutely, under no circumstances going to call holding or PI on Notre Dame. They could have called one on Georgia as well at the end of the game too. So, I mean, hey, it goes both ways, right? Young Coach says Fromm was balling. Yeah, Fromm was balling. Fromm could have, man, there's a couple of other plays that if the receivers would have really been on that JO, man, Fromm's stats would have looked crazy. I'm talking about taking stuff way down the field. Victor Flores says top billing. Roderick Douglas says LSU really the truth, Murph. Who did LSU play today? Give them credit for that Texas win, but who did LSU play today? Love and Light says Cager had a hell of a night. Cager did. He came up pretty big in certain spots. Many of y'all says, what up, Murph? Love your content, bro. Embarrassing day for my Wolverine, but life goes on. Props to the badges. That was bad on. I'll definitely get to Michigan on the next one. I kind of really wanted to talk about this one right here, but we'll see what's going on. Georgia people letting me down. CJ, what up, baby? He says Richard LeCount is a liability. You're echoing my sentences from our group me chat, the upper tier premium chat up on the site or whatever like that. I said that exact word. Richard LeCount is a complete liability. His ability to cover or inability to cover, crazy pursuit angles, everything, man. Bouncing off of people. He had a big hit, right? But man, how bad could that have been if he was just bounced off? Why not just wrap up, right? Why are you always trying to show your bravado in that manner? I know they're not teaching him to do that. So yeah, I think I don't know. I don't know if there's a better option though. So that's the thing about that, man. I appreciate the super chat. Patrick Harvard, thank you, my man. Thank you for coming through. What's up, man? $20 super chat. Dang, give me a question with it, man. These other cats out here broke or something like that, man. You're gonna make it worth my while tonight, baby. I need to be on some content. My man said, how high was Swift's hurdle? Swift was up there. Somebody asked, why didn't Zamir play? Did he need to? People be on these young dudes. I told you. Every young dude that people were piping before the game didn't make too much of an impact. And they still won. You know why? Because Georgia's a team that does not need young players to ball out to win big games. Man said you're going to ignore LSU Texas. I'm not ignoring L. I don't know what you're talking about. That was a pretty big game for sure. But I think Notre Dame will beat Texas. Can't cuss. Can't cuss. JD Wolf says, there's nothing I've seen tonight that convinces me we can't beat this Georgia team. They have a great line, no doubt, but they are very beatable. They haven't faced a real DBU either. I think people probably would go to the other side as well. And there's nothing that Florida has done to say that they could beat Georgia. Like, where would they beat Georgia? Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're really thinking about it, are they going to rush the ball on Georgia? That ain't happening. They can't rush the ball on anyone. And then what? Then Georgia dedicates extra bodies, right? Florida's offensive line is still a little bit suspect. Georgia eat that alive as well. So I don't know. I think that you should relax a little bit, off of a win against Tennessee. Shouldn't be holding your nuts off of a win against Tennessee. The legend says Notre Dame played a hell of a game. Notre Dame played its game. That's what Notre Dame does. That's what I'm saying. Styles make fights. I don't know why people don't understand it. Styles makes fights. If you want to be a soft team and try to float the ball all around through the air, and think you're going to go vertical on Georgia all the time and stuff like that, it's too much team speed. It's just not going to happen. They're not going to lose to teams like that. But if you want to play and be a roughneck team, use big personnel and 2 tight end sets and stuff like that, I think you got a chance to beat Georgia because you're trying to out Georgia. That's what I said before the game started, but nobody wanted to listen to me. Thank you for your super chat, the legend. Hope I ain't missed nobody else. I'm sorry. Let me go back up. Where we at? Got Patrick Havard. Quiz G, what up, my man? Thank you for the super chat. No question, though. Come on, man. Give me some questions from some real cats around here. Penalty Schaefer made me so mad. There was a whole bunch of goofball penalties around this game, man. I don't know, but that's what happens, man. You get these guys right. What's this? The third or fourth game between ranked teams. It was probably two of the most talented teams. If you think about the senior leadership at Notre Dame, right? The quarterback being a senior, a lot of the linemen and upperclassmen and stuff like that, just a little bit different. Brandon Howell, what's going on? He said, even though they didn't get a sack, I think some of it was trying to keep a mobile QB contained, but I saw them affect the play many times. I guess that's an optimistic way to look at it, you know? There are a ton of mobile QBs. I've seen Lamar Jackson get sacked like 12 times before. So you want to contain a mobile QB, get him on the ground. So all you got to do is spy him. You got enough talent. And Ian Book's not going to outrun Tay Crowder, or he's not going to outrun somebody like Channing Tindall. So you can still get him on the ground, though. So, but I hear you from the optimism, though. But thank you for the super chat, Brandon. Young Coke, thoughts on LSU giving up 38 to Vandy? I don't know. This dude up there in that chat or whatever like that was talking that trash, and he didn't even want to mention that they gave up 38 points or whatever like that. But I said before, LSU's defense is lacking. LSU has gone soft on offense, spreading the ball all around the yard. You have to practice that. They're a well-oiled machine on offense as far as throwing that ball around. So, they practice it a lot. Does that make your team tough, though? Does that make your team tough? So a team like Notre Dame, to me, if anything, is tough because they're going to practice. They're going to still be trying to mash you. They're going to still be using 2 tight end sets, 13 personnel and everything. They're going to still be getting it in that particular fashion. So I think that Notre Dame's a tougher team. LSU doesn't look that tough to me. And the same thing happened with Michigan. Michigan used to be one of the toughest teams on the yard, right? If it was the prison yard, Michigan be one of them teams you want to rock with on the yard. But now, man, bringing that goofy-ass Josh Gaddis offense, and we don't know what the hell he's doing. He's never been a coordinator or whatever like that. Soft Michigan the hell up. It's to the point where I'm like, man, you know me, man, I love Coach Harbaugh, but I don't know. I think it's maybe time for a change with that. You should have rolled out doing what you were doing and didn't let people influence you to being something that you're not. You're notoriously a hardcore type coach. And you had some of the best schemes ever in Stanford and the San Francisco 49ers as far as traditional pro-style attacks, and it was creative in the run game and everything. Now the run game looks soft. It looks one-dimensional, and your whole team looking goofy. Turned Don Brown's defense into something soft. You got to be who you are, man. So same thing. Georgia is who it is. Notre Dame is who it is, and it was a good class of the Titans, in my opinion. But, yeah, LSU's defense looking super soft, super suspect. 38 to Vandy? How, Sway? Excuses rolling out, top 2 corners out and everything like that. Georgia just look at the people Georgia was missing. Why does it only go for your team? You can't, what I'm saying? Everybody missing players. G Grace, Bama boy. No more trolling, Bama. You have no room to talk. Who is he talking to? Who is G Grace talking to? G Grace, put it up there who you talking to. Eddie Sewell with the super chat. Thank you, Eddie Sewell. Phil Clemens says, who is this dude? Like, every time you guys put in your own team or whatever like that. I don't know who you're saying, like who and this and that. Or I don't know which team you are. I can't follow that. It's about 10 different teams represented up in here easily. Blitz Studio says, I'm Georgia fan. I was talking about Stokes and Campbell. Blitz Studio. Yeah, this chat is wild. I'm not following it right here. Any mods in the house? Oh, Ike means I'm sorry. Hey Murph, Jake Camarda is concerning. That dude is schizophrenic, right? Every other pun is crazy. Wasn't it like that a little bit last year? He had some schizophrenic moments. There was this cat that plays for Georgia, right? He was a kicker and a punter. He was on one of the first special teams guys I ever noticed in my life, right? He was at Greater Atlanta Christian. I think his name is like Brooks Buse or something like that. That dude could fire that bad boy. You may want to give him a look. Where we at? Let me know if I got any mods in the house. Fake injuries was awful to watch. Hey, man, it's a part of the game. It goes all. They were Texas. Who was it? LSU doing it to Texas or Texas doing it to LSU? One of them bad boys. But it is what it is. We've seen that all around football. You got to be able to adjust from it. Camarda's struggle is real. Yes, sir. Rodrigo Blankenship. I never talk about I think you have one mod, Murph. Dang, only one mod. It's all good. It's an impromptu, John, so they probably busy. Hopefully they get up in here though. Pipes in the house. I think UGA will finish in the bottom of the conference in sacks again. Hey, this is something that I said before. Les Vegas up in the house. What up, baby? I've got a mod in the house right now. Thanks, Les. Thanks for the super chat, bro. I know you had a tough night out there. My man Aaron Holland, another mod out there. He going off that woody. He made me irritated for you. Brandon Howell, he back. Fromm looked like a Heisman candidate. Fromm is a Heisman candidate, man. He may not come up with the numbers and stuff because the scheme is not built for him to just to throw the ball all around the yard. And his you can tell his offensive coordinator, right, is dictated by his head coach. Tell the truth, anybody out there trying not to be a goofball, does James Coley's offense look much different from Jim Chaney's offense? Even his play calling and everything like that. Still a lot of run on first down and all that. You know why? Because if you've played ball, you know that the head coach is always really the offensive coordinator. Your team meetings and everything, he's going to dictate what the hell he wants to do with his team because he's your boss. So he's going to say, do this within the confines of your playbook. This is what I want against this Notre Dame team. This is my philosophy for my team. I could get somebody else. This is my team. So that's just what it is. So that's why he was looking for certain guys like a Dan Enos and these guys. You know what I mean? These guys are all very similar in that particular manner. So, but I agree, Fromm looked just like a Heisman candidate. Then you see why I call him the general, man. Don't even call him Fromm no more, man. Call him the general. You're doing him a disservice, man. He leading the troops. You see the pre-snap recognition. You see some of the throws he was making. It could have been a lot better. His receivers let him down a couple of times. He let himself down one time, on a I want to say may have been a post or a deep dig. I forget what it was. The Blaylock, and Blaylock couldn't really corral it. But overall, man, he played a really good game. Murph, why did Georgia fans at the game dress like Halloween? Come on, OJ with his obligatory. Why you gotta throw them on the game onto the bus like that? I don't know, man. Georgia is strange. I'm gonna lie. I'm born and raised here. Georgia's a strange state. So I always felt like I had to go to a different state or something like that. Some strange people up in here, baby. Manny Young, what up? Thank you for the super chat. Michigan doesn't have an identity right now, but I'm also not seeing any very leadership on the field. You think it's just coaching? I think it's the whole infrastructure. Like I said before, man, you got to be who you are. You want to freaking run out and jump on trends because everybody says that you need to do your offense a little bit differently or whatever like that. Guess what? This is what I found funny about that Michigan game. Michigan got old school Michigan. Wisconsin beat your monkey ass, right, with doing what you used to do. They didn't throw the ball all around the yard and spread you out. They were in 13 personnel, 22 personnel, running there's old school counter plays with lead counters and stuff and just mashing you. That had to hurt. I wouldn't, man, if they woke up and told me, to be honest with you, that the whole entire coaching staff was fired on Monday, I'd be like, they deserved it. You got beat doing stuff what you used to do. One says Miami almost lost to Central Michigan. Hey, man. It's real out there in the field. Michigan's super soft. I never thought of the day when I could see somebody saying that Michigan is hard-headed or Michigan is old school or something like that. The day that Michigan is soft, that hurts. And especially when it's true. They always say the truth hurts. Overrated Michigan. I don't know. Michigan, if Michigan was just regular Michigan, man, I think they would still be decent. This is what happens when you try to change your entire program to fit a narrative, to fit what people want you to be. Michigan worst O-line ever. Shell Shock Sheldon, you got to get the hell up out the chat. I'm be honest with you. You were extra annoying leading up to this game. Michigan had the best everything, you said. Now all of a sudden you come in here saying Michigan O-line. You said literally said Michigan had the best O-line in the country. Y'all remember that? Remember I was talking about that at the beginning? He was the last person I said something before I jumped on the chat. And I had never seen him before on the channel. And he was extra homer. Now look at him. Caja. He said he keep it real. Man, where my mods at? This dude might need to. This dude's on his last. I'm real. You're a fan. You're a fanboy. I can't stand that. You blow it to win. You come in here and said that Michigan had the best. Literally, you said everything. You go back through that chat. It was yes 2 days ago or whatever. Like go back and see what everything he said. Now look at his stance. Like you can't blow it to win like that. Pikes, was there people that thought Shea Patterson was better than Jacob Eason? Be honest with you, if Shea Patterson would have stayed at Ole Miss and just ran with his boys and stuff like that, they were only going to get better there. And he didn't look that bad there. He went there to try to be in a pro style offense. Now they got him playing with a guy that never ran an offense before. So he's done. He's concussed, right? He's a career concussed. He's in a career concussion right now. It's done. He's over for him. So imagine that. He didn't come to Michigan to try to play some fake ass Penn State ball. You know what I mean? He was trying to make the NFL and play in those pro style concepts. So. Oh, Lester Hester on him. Hester on Shell Shock. That's what we thought. No, I want you to just call stuff down the middle. You're in the wrong channel. This is not what I preach. I always preach. You people can see me 50 million times getting on people for being homers and stuff like that. That's just because I want people to. I want to have a different type of channel, right? I don't want to have a channel with one of these goofy ass mumble rap channel stuff. I want people with real analysis and stuff like that. Even if you're a fan of a team, you can be a staunch fan of a team and still be a realist. But you know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's why I always say real football heads, not fans and cheerleaders. Why is LSU's offensive chain succeeding while Michigan's is failing? Man, probably you would have to say probably the infrastructure, right? People giving a lot of credit to Joe Brady, right? But Steve Ensminger is still there calling the plays. So he understands his personnel and everything like that. So it's not that staunch of a change like Josh Gaddis coming in from Alabama, where he wasn't even an offensive coordinator. He was a position coach his whole life. Now he's having to learn on the job. Steve Ensminger has been a coordinator a million years, right? A million different times. So it's not really the same. And Michigan has a ton of talent. The receiver core could easily be a top 5 receiving core. G. Grace says, Murphy had the best channel, bro. Thank you, G. Grace. See what I mean? That's why you got to get these people up out there. People don't understand. So easy come, easy go. Everybody say goodbye to this clown. Shell Shock, whatever his name is. Quadman Fields. We're undefeated, number 3 in the country. Why would we miss Justin Fields? Wait, hold on. That's weird. I can talk about not being a homer and stuff like that. When you say that about your own cousin, right? Quapner Fields is Justin Fields' cousin, and they're still rocking with. You have to tell me, please tell me. I never wanted to offend someone like that, but I want to get it right because I'm gonna say like she or whatever like that. Are you a male or female? Let us know, Quapner. It's time to get this Field dude up out of here too. They want Fields for what? For what? Has Justin Fields played against anyone of note? How many NFL teams between the 4 teams that Ohio State has played? Now, this is not a disrespect to Justin Fields. This is being real. They're not playing anybody. You could probably put together 5 total people that would be in the NFL from the 4 teams that Ohio State played. And this is Ohio State. Ohio State was 12-1 last year. Ohio State was 12-1 without Justin Fields. This is a stacked, loaded team. I said before, Georgia has the best roster in the country, but it's to me 1B with Ohio State. That was before Justin Fields. I've said this a long time ago. Ohio State was the one that was bringing back nothing but dudes at every level, though. Offensive line loaded, defensive lines, Chase Young, Jonathan Cooper, and these people on there like there, Tommy Togiai. The linebacker core is stacked like you wouldn't believe. And we know about the defensive backs. This team is loaded. It's playing against nobody. Like, at least give him a chance to play against somebody where he has to throw in the tight windows and stuff. You saw Fromm making them throws in the tight windows against actual NFL players. Like, you dudes don't. Oh, man. Mel, all right, Quadner. I'm glad we got that. You're no longer related to him? You trying to distance yourself from him now? How doesn't Alabama have the best roster? Is this dude crazy? You see Alabama starting like 4 and 5 freshmen, right? 4 and 5 freshmen. They lose a running back. They're down to this Najee Harris and Brian Robinson, stuff like that. Georgia has like 6 running backs, bro. 6 running backs. The entire Alabama's offensive line is struggling like you wouldn't believe, right? The offensive line is a little suspect, right? The defensive line, it's also not getting any pressure, right? You would hear people say for real that Alabama's defensive line, defensive front this far has been, and this is against bad teams, right? They're not playing anybody either. They have not played USC. Come on, man. They're giving up 300-400 yards to USC East and stuff like that, man. You can't say that. Now, Alabama's the best coach team because it has Nick Saban. It's the best run infrastructure program and everything like that. But that doesn't mean they have the most talent on their roster. You can't possibly look at football and you would say, like, yeah, Alabama is more talented. They have certain aspects of the team that's like the wide receiver core, no doubt about it. The defensive backs, come on, man. They're starting Jared Maiden there. Is he Jared Maiden on anybody's watch list for anything? Right? Come on, man. Be serious about it. Justin Boyd be starting on the defensive line. DJ Dell, these are true freshmen. Georgia wouldn't have to start a true freshman anywhere. Not anywhere. Ohio State, the same thing. They don't have to start true freshmen anywhere. And they both had great recruiting classes. That's the mark of a really talented team. Alabama's literally starting 4 true freshmen. So, I mean, take it for what it's worth. People are going to be what they do. Uh-oh. People getting got. It's called injuries. Be real. That's what I'm saying. If a few injuries take you down to where you're having to start 2 freshmen, then that's what I'm saying. It's the death. It is the death. It would take for a lot of injuries for true freshmen that just have to start at Georgia. It wouldn't. You can go to 2 or 3 injuries at the outside linebacker position and would still be having people like veteran talent on there or whatever like that. Whatever, man. People act like if you don't say that some team is like the number 1 roster that you're disrespecting the team, you can't be serious. Alabama could very well win the national championship. That does not mean it has the most talented roster this year. I still think Alabama is very much in the talk to be the national champion this year. So that's me being freaking right down the middle neutral, and people know how I am. Devon Wilson played very good today. Yeah, played very good. Boys from the D says Georgia overrated. That's what the Georgia people get. Shouldn't have been running your mouth before the game because I told you you're going to have to kill these boys because you're running your mouth, and people like this boys from the D dude who probably don't know shit about football is going to come in and be like, oh, you only beat Notre Dame by this and that. When the reality is they're the only ones playing a top team. Notre Dame is one of the top teams in the country. Just came off the college football playoffs, man. What are people talking about? And he started the fake injuries. Yeah, they it was an amazing game. That was a very good game, man. People using these weak ass games against unranked teams and blowing them out. Dude, you just got to understand, Maurice Smith. These guys are going to come in here like they just see a live stream or they don't know nothing about football. Catherine Russell McCoy says, I knew we weren't blowing them out. But then you needed to come up in here and tell people that before the game started, because when I did the thing, Catherine, everybody was, go look it back and go look at the predictions. Everybody was talking about them beating them by like 40 points and stuff like that. Like, what? It's sad when you get blocked and nobody ever knew that you was even there. That's gangster. I love that. I love that. That decision to kick, love it. What's up? Shout outs to my man, love it. The decision to kick the ball on that thing, I said it in the chat. I was like, I didn't like that. They should have went for it. Like that was the time to be aggressive. But in all, if you're keeping up with what it is, Coach Smart is traditionally a conservative coach. He really is. Every time he's going outside of himself, it feels like it's failed on him. The LSU game with the fake, was it the fake field goal to LSU? I forget what it was. The Justin Fields punt, special teams, fake punt or whatever it was, and that kind of stuff like that. So I don't know. Maybe he was just being himself. Maybe he was a little timid. He's like, man, I don't know about that. Yeah, that stadium did look dope. Pi said, boy, I hope my Falcons draft D Swift. Dude is unreal. Yeah, the Philly Flyer, man. You gotta call him Philly Flyer, man. Come on now. You see it, Philly Flyer. Where we at? Get y'all them Philly Flyers shirts, man. We got them on deck, baby. This is the old one. It don't look like this no more. I'm gonna the Georgia thing on this top billing brand, whatever. This is the old prototype or whatever like that. But make sure you get that. Corey Dawkins said Nolan Smith is a problem. I think Corey Dawkins wanted to be impressed. What did Nolan Smith do today? I'm confused. Jason Ray said he knows he locked down some recruits tonight. Oh yeah. There's definitely a great atmosphere to be in, and it being a tight game. I'll be honest with you. I think games like that have a bigger effect on people than just blowing someone out, because they got to see the crowd really into it. You know what I mean? Do I think Hager should start? Do you mean Cager? Nah, man, let Cager do what he does. You know what I'm saying? Cager's more of a bit player, right? Don't try to make Cager into your number one receiver. He is not that. He's good to come through with a few catches. He jump ball, very good with the jump ball, 6'5" cat that can jump like that. But when you want him to be that man, just from me covering him when I worked at Miami Rivals, the Rivals Miami side or whatever like that, he was very disappointing when they wanted him to be the man. I said, what's my take on what does George Pickens got doing? I'm confused. Johnny Utah's a little. What am I supposed to have? Jordan? He didn't do nothing this game. I'm confused. What do you want me to say about George Pickens, Johnny Utah? Is it just that you just want to talk about the new cats? What about some of the cats that balled out today? Can we talk about them? Yeah, man. Devon Wilson came up pretty big, man. Or who you think Georgia's next test will be against? You'd have to let me know the schedule. I'll be honest with you. I'm really bad for that with that stuff. I don't even be following the schedule like that. I'm always surprised when the next team. I'm like, oh, they playing them? Okay. I think it's a bye week now. I didn't even know it was a bye week. We about to get it popping next week, baby. Boxing time. Lawrence Cager. Lawrence Cager looked good, man. He came up in big spots. That's what I like Cager is as a big spot player, Johnny Utah. Not a dedicated player that you have to try to make like an AJ Green or somebody like that. I don't think he's built like that. When you need him to make a play, you can get him out there and get him in a one-on-one situation. I like that. I think he does very good right there. You know what I mean? So, what about Tyler Simmons, man? Oh, where would the game have been without that muff punt? Right up in, right backed up to the goal line like that. Reed proved once again how he leads by example. Man, that J.R. Reed is the man. Yes, losing Solomon Kinley. See, that's what I'm saying, man. They lost Solomon Kinley. Right? Isaiah Wilson. So 2 of the top linemen in the country, right? And the lines look good. That's quality depth. That's what I was trying to tell that dude before. They didn't have to bring in no freshmen. They brought in Cade Mays and Justin Schaefer. These guys are juniors and seniors. Lost Marshall as well. Marshall. Somebody let me know what Marshall we're talking about. You guys got to use full names, man. There's 15 teams represented up in here. How am I supposed to know what you're talking about? D.N. Marshall. Oh, David Marshall. Oh, he got hurt. Dang. David Marshall got hurt. Did I miss a super chat? I'm sorry. I'm good. Oh, sorry, CJ. Do you think the O needs to go tempo more often? Yeah, I think they look real good. Your man Jake Fromm's built for stuff like that. Let him call the game at the line of scrimmage, and spray the ball around the yard like that, mixing those runs, those edge bending runs. You just got to get first downs though. When you're spraying the ball around the yard like that, and you're trying to run tempo, it's all about those first downs. It's not all about hitting the big play. That's why I think Fromm is good for that. You know, with him with the rhythm and timing game, CJ, that he can be accurate in that and continue to move the chains, and that's when you get them tired and stuff like that. And they had to start faking them injuries. They was like, "Oh my ass, get me out of the game, coach." Ooh, it's got some news from my boy Coach K right there. I saw pop up from Texas. Man, some big injuries. Marvin Roberson, what's up, man? Top billing to ya. You know what it is, Southside Georgia, go Dogs, much love, much respect. Oh, yeah, we deep with the defense. Yeah, the defense is crazy deep. Crazy deep with a ton of speed. Johnny Utah keep talking about these young dudes, man. What's wrong with you, Johnny Utah? Did they need to play Zamir White? Was there something going on with the run game at the moment? Why what's up with you, Johnny Utah today, man? You on that exotic orange juice? You think this is overall a better Notre Dame team than last year? Nah, man, I think it's about as good as it was last year. Notre Dame drew Clemson, right? Got smacked around. Even if that Clemson game, right? They was very tough with Clemson. I know it's just the first half, and I'm the one that always say a game is 4 quarters like that. But if you were to look at that, to me, they were almost more competitive in the first half than Alabama was with Clemson. For real. Remember, I think at the end of the half, they threw it was a fade to T. Higgins, and I think they finally got on the board like that, or they made it like 10-3 or something like that. You guys go back and watch that. Notre Dame's a good team, man. They only need Philly. Yeah, this man coming in here talking about Zamir White. You see some of them runs from Brian Harrigan? Stop, man. Y'all got to stop riding these young guys. Their time will come. That's what makes Georgia so special. They didn't need Zamir White. They didn't need George Pickens to make plays. They would have been cool if he made a couple of plays that came his way or whatever, but they didn't need it. Logan Stewart says, Trash had some mistakes today, but I believe they are fixable. Yeah, he did. He had some. Why were they still passing at the end of the game? To me, I think that's the mistake right there. That's when you try to be a little bit too cute. You could have came out of that game, to me, looking a lot better. I'm not gonna lie, I missed the second interception because I was working on the content piece trying to get that out before the Texas A&M game started. So I'm gonna have to go back and look at the second interception. But the first interception, unless the first interception came a lot earlier or something. Tell me this, Logan. Were both interceptions towards the end of the game? BTW said, do you think Cook should be back returning punts? Yeah, I do. I think he should be back returning punts for sure. I don't mind the Blaylock thing, though. Committed to the G all day, says Reggie Duval. My boy Reggie Duval, man, he had to do some family time during the game. It was hurting my heart, man. We got to have Reggie up in there. He be making it crazy. Pickens had a vicious block for Blaylock tonight. Yeah, he did on that screen pass or the swing pass. Was it a screen or a swing? It was one of them. Yeah, second half, right? At the end, Logan, I'm talking about were they both towards the end of the game? Because the first interception happened seemed like with a few minutes left. Then they came back and did another one. Travis Goss says Jay Fromm out there giving out hits for free. Yeah, he was slanging, boy. Man, slanging out there, and people still going kind of trash him and stuff, man. I don't know, man. It's always tough to talk. Just me in general, just how I grew up and stuff like that, and how I get down. It's tough for me to talk football with fans. It just is. So now you see why I always be running people off the channel and stuff like that. I had to do it for my own sanity. And this is my job. You know what I'm saying? How I pay the bills and stuff. And I still be like, man, I can't do it. Oh man, I think Trash is gonna be the truth, no doubt. I just think that, you know what I mean, that's his first start in a while, or his first start ever. His first start ever, man. I think they could have made it a little bit cleaner on him at the end of the game, man, and just tried to run the ball. That's what you needed to work on. It was clear that he was torching Tennessee through the air. Why still throw the ball at the end? You're trying to make it look too gangster. I said Emory Jones gonna be the truth. And we'll see about that. He didn't really came up in there and really did anything. A man said I'm a lot calmer on the live chat. I don't think so. Last play when Nolan Smith made the QB change direction and toss up a Hail Mary. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Fromm needs to stop taking hits on the moneymaker. Dang, y'all want him to run, and then when he takes hits, then when he does run and he take hits, you mad. Dang. Damned if you do, damned if you don't, huh? No one is really ready except for Auburn, to be honest. What that mean? Shout out to Auburn for its win. I love that win. I watched that game. I can't wait to watch it again. Teal said these people need to get blocked. Point them out and we'll block them. They're that annoying in here. This is how I live life. These people get blocked. It don't matter to me. I'd rather talk football with real football heads and it be 15 people than to talk with 150,000 people that are just goofy. Man, what did they say? Somebody said something about safeties. Come on, where's it at? UGA. Dang, I thought I saw something about safeties. What position was Brenton Cox playing at UGA, and where do you see him fitting in with Granson? Um, he's yeah, he's gonna have to be a stand up outside linebacker like a Grenard. They put a little bit of he can be honest with you, he can do both. He can do both because Georgia was a multiplistic defense like that to where they had their hand in the dirt a lot and then they stood on their feet a lot. You don't want him in coverage or anything like that, man, running like Bambi. So I probably would try to play him where Jabari Zuniga is. Yeah, definitely think that they should. I definitely think that they should have. See, Las Vegas don't understand inside jokes. People don't understand inside jokes, so they're gonna be looking at that and be like, "Yeah, you tell them, Les." Les, you gotta put the sarcasm fun on or whatever they call it. Thank you for your super chat, Les. Rum is trash, Cletus. Told you. I could see in Notre Dame not dropping another game, man. I was trying to tell you. I didn't want to listen to me about Notre Dame. We'll see as it goes down or whatever like that. They could very well be fool's gold or something like that. But I told you before, and if y'all, and I could tell people were sleeping on it because when I did the breakdowns, it didn't move the meter like it would normally move. And I thought this, I was like, man, these people aren't paying attention even on my site. So I was like, man, they're gonna have to learn the hard way. They could have really learned the hard way at the end. They would have lost. Where we at? They're just not doing anything until they get their run game up. Man, not according to the Florida fan earlier that said that Georgia was beatable or something like that. Like, what about your team, bro? Okay, it was back to back pits in the mid third quarter. Okay, back to back pits. Yeah, so I missed that second one. The first one I diagrammed in the content one. It was trying to throw kind of a post in the cover three, which is just kind of goofy to me. He had that predetermined. He did look it off or whatever, but he predetermined that his look off would freeze the safety. Right, just one post safety in the middle of the field, and he's trying to look him off, but then he just immediately went to his target, and then he pretty much just threw it right to him. He has T-Rex arms, Cletus. Why they got that boy in there over Justin Fields? Thank you, Reg, for your super chat. Man, ask me what I think about officiating. Come on, bro. I don't never talk about officials. Officials are just there to me. They going, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's gonna work in favor, sometimes it's not. I always thought crying about officiating was kind of goofy, to be honest with you. There was times I was on teams we got away with some shit. I'm like, dang, we got away with that. There was some times when we didn't. So I mean, it just goes. Not everybody's picked on or whatever like that. As long as they do it both ways, and then you could say at the end, suppose they would have called that at the end on that Hail Mary. When Ian Book got flushed, go look what Mark Webb did. Before that, he literally pulled the jersey and then jumped up to deflect the pass or try to defect the pass. So that would be that. Man, Reg is out. Come on, Reg. Where you at? All right, Reg. Have a good one, bro. I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, loving life. Peace out. I wonder why they wouldn't let you say that, John Rayner. Yeah, your man LaMichael Piron out there dancing like I say he was dancing like James Brown or something out there, man. He broke free on clear. I think it was on a draw play or a dive or something like that. He's sitting there chopping his feet like he gonna fake. I'm like, dude, just get upfield. Grab yourself an extra 3 or 4 yards. Just slam into somebody. Just get upfield. There's no time to be dancing. You're not gonna break every single run. You're not fast enough to break every single run. You should know who you are as a runner. If you see something, lower them shoulders. You might break a tackle and then break a longer one. You're not going to juke nobody out, and you shouldn't be dancing beyond the line of scrimmage anyway. You're not that type of back. I don't know. Michael Piron's Le'Veon Bell want to be. Exactly. You ain't Le'Veon Bell. I seen the Swift Thompson comparison, but he seems more physical. Who is he? You guys couldn't be writers. They get on us about ambiguous statements. You got to say exactly who is more physical in that manner. Are you trying to say that DeAndre Swift is more physical than LaDainian Tomlinson? Whoa. These people be Damian Tomlinson we know from slamming into professional football players and running them over and doing stuff like that, man. I don't know about that. You may have been, you know what I'm saying? You took a good hit of that exotic orange juice. Go Oklahoma Sooner. Yeah, you're 225 pounds, Lamar Pete Ron. Why you acting like that? Run into somebody. Caleb says LT a goat. Yeah, he one of the greatest of all time. I don't know what this dude talking about. I don't see him run over all kinds of people. You probably never heard of Daniel Thomason. Let's be honest with it. There's no way there's a funny style statement to me, Chris Thornton. Auburn got better today. Very impressed by Auburn. You know, I know everybody's going to still be mad about Bo Nix and what does he do for like 100 yards or something like that. But come on, man, you're in a super tough road environment in your fourth game as a true freshman. You've already played all. Think about where he'll be towards the end of the season. Or, you know what I'm saying? I know everybody wants to win the national championship this year. You're probably not going to win the national championship this year. But imagine him for next year and the year after. That's what I always think. That's why I think where from the general is in this predicament right now. Because I always thought, like, man, where will he be at in a couple of years from now? And you saw when he played Notre Dame the first time, it was like, man, do not hurt us. The General Jake Fromm, do not hurt us, please. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, hey, man, go and make the plays. Let's get it going. Fire up the team. Let's go. So it's just a lot different. But he learned from those type of games, right? And he's been involved in a lot of games. So already playing on the road at Texas A&M and then playing in a neutral site game against Oregon, man, Bo Nix, man, come on, man. Bo Nix looks 30. Bo Nix, Bo Nix will be aging. That aging process be catching them people. P. Ron seems like he lost the juice he had. Yeah, he had that juice, man. Now he's big and slow. But Dane Thompson was good enough to earn the LT nickname. Yeah, buddy. 20 sacks on the year for the Gators. Man, that's pretty dope, man. But we're going to look where you got them sacks at. That's, you know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to tell people you can't be basing stuff. Your man, Alan Jackson, 840 was going ham when Georgia was getting them sacks against like Murray State. Many sacks against a good, what I tell you, Notre Dame had good pass protection. Liam Eichenberg, Robert Hainsey, all them boys can play. 10 sacks came from a young Miami line. Yup. Thoughts on Texas slowing the top offense in the nation down. I mean, the top offense in the Big 12. Them offenses wouldn't be that dope, I think, in like the Big 10 and places where there's a lot of speed. But yeah, man, Texas did dope. I said, what's your IG? What does that got to do anything? You talking to me? You chatting to me live, baby? What's IG got to do anything? Confused by that, man. That's almost Splendor-ish, baby. That might be in the Splendor category. No disrespect, man. No, why you getting him, man? You just wanted to know what my IG was, Les. Dang, he got timed out too. Man, why y'all keep talking about Brenton Cox like he's about to get eligible this year? That can happen? Man, I already talked about what's going on with LSU's defense. It was one of the first things I had to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I already said it. I just think that the transitioning of the team to a spread offense, man. LSU used to be hardcore. When when you play football, you practice what you are, right? So they're practicing that, throwing the ball all around the yard like that all the time. That doesn't make you tough as a team. That's why a lot of those teams that we traditionally know, Texas Tech throw the ball all around the yard, right? For sure. A lot of these teams do, right? But then when it gets against teams that are physical, then they don't never look the same. So that's what I'm thinking. They're just same thing with Michigan. When they try to change the infrastructure of your team and how you get things done, then you kind of lose your identity in that particular aspect. But it might not matter, man. Maybe they'll just keep scoring a bunch of points on people. My man said Swift for Heisman, of course, but he's Philly Flyer here, man. I don't know who Swift is. Philly Flyer. Philly Flyer. Yep. He had the Philly Flyer join today, too. He leaped over somebody. Pac-12 out of the playoff race. Dang, already. Man says I'm overlooking the Big 12. Why? Because you're a fan of Texas. That's why I'm overlooking the Big 12. Say it took to Georgia last year. We talking about last year? We talking about a game? You think Georgia really cared about that game? This year is this year. Texas already lost too. So what are we talking about? I'm confused. I always like when people say that I'm overlooking something, but it's just because they're a fan of something. Just got here. What you think about the number one about number one on defense for UGA that had to step up tonight? Devon Wilson, yeah, maybe he played really good. But I've only said that like 12 times already. Georgia fan was a linebacker Cox. Dang, they keep talking about Brenton Cox, man. No, Brenton Cox was not good at Georgia. But he's a good talent. So we'll see him. Hopefully he can manifest that talent under Dr. Pressure. But no, he was not that good at Georgia. Not at all. Holy Reaver, what's going on? Where should Michigan go from here? Should they double down on Gaddis' offense and go back to what they ran last year? I think that you spent all that time trying to do the Gaddis stuff. You just got to do it. You just got to do it. You probably won't win the national championship now trying to go back and try to be what you were before, because who's going to run that now? Pep Hamilton is gone. The one dude that was the co-OC with him, he's gone too, right? So that's their stuff, right? Unless you're going to let Jim Harbaugh start calling everything. But you know what I'm saying? You're too far deep now. You think you just totally messed up and misjudged the situation. I'm angry at that. You know what I'm saying? Jim Harbaugh should have went out on his shield to me. Getting smoked like that by a team that does what you used to do, that's embarrassing. It'd be like if Mike Tyson started being kind of like in his heyday, he started trying to be a defensive fighter, like he's Willie Pep or somebody like that. I mean, Floyd Mayweather, something like that. And he got knocked out by somebody that was Mike Tyson, that was acting like him. You know what I mean? It's like that. They'd be like, dang, you went out bad, bro. I think Josh might be out of there already. If I woke up tomorrow and they said Josh Gaddis was fired, I'd be like, man, you waited too long. And I don't never act like that or think like that about somebody as a coach. But that was bad, man. And it's been bad the entire year. We think about the play calling on the final offensive drive for UGA. I think that you guys said that James Coley was a step up from Jim Chaney. So if he's a step up, then you got to rock with the play calling. But I said before, he's not a step up from Jim Chaney. Jim Chaney has probably forgotten more football than James Coley knows, right? And I like James Coley. That's my guy. But he's not a step up. So I don't know. It looked very similar to the stuff that people were mad at about Jim Chaney. Yeah, it really did. You could even see the groundswell of angst in the chat group that I was in from the Georgia people. They was like, well, this looks familiar. It got at the end, it seemed like they tightened up. The team tightened up again, and then they gave another team an opportunity to win the game. So that was Jim Chaney with a few screens added in tonight. Be honest with you, Jim Chaney added in his screens in Tennessee, so it looked just like Jim Chaney now. Jim Chaney's like, hey, is that me over there? They even said something about that on the telecast. I don't know if you noticed that. They said something about Jim Chaney creeping in or something like that. Anybody remember the quote when they were saying? They got the job done against a top 10 team. Nuff said it. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why y'all guys jumped out the window saying that they were going to kill Notre Dame. Now you got to wear it. When people jump up here and start saying that Georgia is trash and everything like that, you got to wear it because you said that they were going to blow them out when I didn't think that to be the case at all. Beloved was right. That was Jim Chaney with a few screens added tonight. Dang, why he can't talk about Duke football, bro? I'm confused by that one. Unless he can't talk about Duke football, everybody else talking about all these other teams. I think Wisconsin is dope. Dude, Wisconsin is Wisconsin. So every year, Wisconsin is going to be itself, and it's going to be a problem, especially when they get every few years where they have a lot of upperclassmen talent. They're always a problem because it's hard to deal with physicality, especially nowadays when everybody's being soft and spread. Then you come with a changeup. Now you got to defend gap, people creating extra gaps, trap blocks, a lot of power runs, right? Everything is power, pulling guards, pulling centers, double lineman pulls and everything like that. So it's just a nice switch up for people. That is kind of tough to defend. He got muted quick. Whiskey can get over OSU, they might make the playoffs. Man, how big is the Kenley loss? Kenley loss is huge, man. It's huge. I told you he's the best guard in the country, in my opinion. Well, that's a huge loss, but it's Georgia. That's why you got people like I would I would venture to say that Justin Schaefer was probably a more heralded recruit than Solomon Kinley. We want to look that up or something like that. So from a talent standpoint, you would think that it shouldn't be that much of a drop off, but talent doesn't mean anything, or recruiting hype doesn't mean anything, because Solomon Kinley played well beyond his recruiting, his recruitment, or where he was ranked or rated at. He's a monster, man. I would like to see Jamari Sawyer get in some work there though, but Schaefer didn't do bad. Yeah, man, you can't come in here chill-eating, bro. We're not trying to have that type of a discussion. Where was Ben Cleveland tonight? I thought he was right there at the right guard. I'm confused. Can somebody confirm to me what Tate Shaw is talking about? I thought Ben Cleveland played the entire night. Yeah, that's what I thought. Kate Mays was right guard. No, Kate Mays was right tackle. Remember when Julian Okwara was busting his ass? And they soloed Kate Mays, and he was looking shell-shocked. Because Julian Okwara is a lot different than the Murray State guy or the Vanderbilt guy or the what was the other little team they played? Trayvon Walker did play a lot, man. They had that particular packaging that has Trayvon Walker, Nolan Smith, Jermaine Johnson, Channing Tindall, Devod Wilson, and it was like a special speed package that they put out there. They put that out there a lot more than I expected them to. Kate Mays came out in the second half, and Wilson came in. Wilson? Isaiah Wilson was in the game? Man, I gotta stop chatting. And they moved Mays to right guard. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Well, I told y'all before, like, Kate Mays. I told you Kate Mays could have trouble with Okwara and them boys. Those are some real men. Those are some NFL players right there. So that's a tough task right there. But man, why nobody mention Wilson in the damn chat, man? You guys be, man. I'm trying to do 30 things, man. People ain't got my back, man. You know I gotta. And he came in the second quarter. Man, everybody in that group chat is fired. You're fired. Pretty dope, man. You can come in and bring Isaiah Wilson back in like that. Damn, I thought he was done for like 5 weeks or something like that. About your hit by your boy, the rubber band man. Kill the old boy's ribs. Easy to hit somebody when they're not looking. You know what I mean? If the guy could have saved himself and got down, he would have bounced off of him. That's what I'm saying. But why even have a hit like that? You've notoriously bounced off of people. Why not just wrap them up? Yeah, Georgia should have definitely went for that 4th and 1, man. I ain't like that. Wilson is a beast. Just a flesh wound. And he was only out like, what, 2 weeks? And he got to come in before the bye week, so they about to be, man. I would like to see, be honest with you, they reworking this bye week comes at a good time then. Why don't you try Kate Mays at left guard? If Solomon Kinley can't come back and see what he can do at left guard, then that way you can get Ben Cleveland still in the game. Carter had a helmet tackle tonight, like you talked about. Man, always grabbing way up high by the nameplate and stuff and trying to sling you down. I can't take that. Might know when Tyson coming back. Man, Tyson was picked on by a lesser team than Notre Dame. I don't know if that was gonna happen. A man asked me if I ever thought about coaching. Nah, man, I'm doing what I want to do. Media is my background. And word on Stokes. I appreciate it though, Jaleel. Joshua said number 84 for Notre Dame was surprisingly good. You don't know who the hell Cole Kmet is, bro? You guys got to watch more than just your team, man. Cole Kmet is the truth. He's one of the top. No, that's what I'm saying. You don't know who you're playing, but you're saying you're gonna blow these people out. I already knew that these guys. I specifically highlighted the tight end play in my patreon.com/committed to the G video. because I knew that they would have a tough time handling the tight end. Who was going to do it? Who can cover at the linebacker position? You have nobody there that we know can cover at the linebacker position, and we don't. And I don't think the safeties can cover, right? So those will be your guys you'll have cover unless you um, go full dime packages, right? And it's gonna be hard to go full dime packages because they have two tight ends out there. So you damned if you that's what they want. They're giving you to a conflict of deployment. How do you combat somebody like Cole Kmet, who has receiving skills, but he's that big, right? And he's in on their base personnel. So that's tough right there. So then you have to have linebackers try to guard him. And you have to have safety try to guard him. And that's not Georgia's strong suit. Yeah, Eric Stokes did play the last few plays of the game. So he should be pretty good coming out the bye week, I would imagine. Basically, no one covered him because they couldn't. 84 was a juggernaut. Cole Kmet, baby. Hell, I didn't even see Brock Wright out there. They got Cole Kmet, Brock Wright, and Tommy Tremble as their tight ends. You know what I'm saying? They're when we talk about tight end university and stuff like that, Notre Dame has to be amongst the best. Them and Stanford and teams like that for the past 5 or 6 years. Why did Tyson Campbell not play? He had a foot injury, Trinity. All right, CJ, I appreciate the super chat and appreciate you as always, man. CJ, man, what up, before you go, man, what's up with that fight next week, man? Who you got? I know who you got too, man, because you was already talking trash before. And they said my man Alex Jr. said they only had 2 legit receiving options. You must be crazy. They have McKinley. These guys were just taking out the game. That's just what happens when you play some. But Javon McKinley and then Chris Fink, these guys are really good players. It was just that's the spot. Now you see where UGA has a weakness at. It's going to be really good tight ends. Jalil says, I'm in here to see who on the exotic OJ. Okay, CJ, you got Spence. I know you got Spence because you was already clowning on Sean Porter before. So we'll see, sucker. Let's go, Sean Porter. A lot of people on that exotic orange juice tonight, Jalil. Jane says number 4 for Notre Dame was getting on my nerves. Jalil says, hell no, Murph. What you talking about, Jalil? Close decision, though? Oh. Jalil got Spence, too? Okay. I see what you're talking about. A close decision. I like that, CJ. You don't think he can knock him out? I don't think you're going to smash him. Yeah, all right, man. Everybody thought Georgia was going to smash Notre Dame, too. See, these people talking like Georgia fans. Georgia fans, no matter where, no matter what the sport is, they always overzealous. Why UGA always recruit 5-star tight ends, but they always end up being average? Exactly. You got to have think about this. Those guys from Notre Dame always end up playing better than Georgia 5-star tight ends or whatever like that. And I don't think those guys are traditionally 5-star tight ends. It's just because Notre Dame has a commitment to being a tight end based scheme. That's what it is. It says UGA fans ain't overzealous now. Man, I wish they would have listened to me and not went there with it, man. If you played it up like these guys were the truth, you know what I mean? Be the truth. Tell us how you think Ohio State and UGA match up. I don't know. Let Ohio State play somebody first, then I can really know what they're about. It's tough for me to say with Ohio State because they haven't played nobody. Nobody, man. It's got to be one of them. And they still don't play nobody. I don't think Nebraska's ranked. Everybody was all on. I asked that Scott Frost question a couple of live streams ago. Everybody was on the crickets then. It was like, cricket? What happened in Nebraska? Scott Frost, yeah, that was a chic pick. And Texas A&M. Texas A&M and Nebraska. Everybody's like, oh, Texas A&M, they better than LSU and stuff. And I was like, how, Sway? LSU way more talented than Texas A&M. Santee says, not impressed at all. Why change our brand of football? 4th and inches, man, come on. Santee coming with it, man. Wasn't impressed, though? Dang, that's messed up, Santee. Tell me, Santee, outside of the brand of football, you didn't like some of the certain spots where they just really took control of the game and sends a shake here or, you know what I'm saying, or a roll there that it really looked dominant to me? Jalil said he wasn't high on Nebraska at all. Everybody always say they ain't because they, you know what I'm saying, had to put their opinion out there. He was probably Scott Frost in the duck. We got the Scott Frost poster. Cage are kind of different. Hey, was Ben Cleveland injured? I guess so. That's what they said. They made. Oh no. They didn't say he was injured. I guess Cade Mays getting his ass whooped on the at the right tackle made them adjust because you notice they were really making it hard on Cade Mays over there with them boys that they have. Taylor Hayes and Julian Aquara. Notre Dame was getting away with some PIs for real. Yeah, I can see that. Offensively, no. Santee being hard on people. That's messed up, Santee. Come on, Santee, keep going. What you talking about? You ain't got a super chatter. I just want to know what do you mean offensively? No. You didn't like the passing attack? And that was with a couple of drop passes, man. It could have really been gangster. And you're gonna look around, most of them guys in that Notre Dame secondary are going to the NFL. Hell, they got 2 NFL safeties, Aloha Gilman and Kyle Hamilton. How good of a player you think LeCounte is? This person right here must be it's one of them what do you call them, live stream seekers? They ain't never heard of Top Billing before. Because if you've been on this channel, everybody knows what I think about Richard LeCounte. I think he's pretty much average, man. What y'all talking about? Where we at? Fromm was on autopilot. I mean, a good autopilot, or he was on that autopilot when he got hit and he wasn't operating the wheel. Ian Book looks like Joe Burrow to me. Great for our defense to see a quality QB. So the OC was on autopilot. Everybody killing James Coley, man. Everybody, why can't James Coley's a step up from Jim Chaney? People never even heard of James Coley before he got to Georgia. Was really impressed by Notre Dame's defense. Exactly. Them boys were tackling, man. No missed tackles. Clark Lee got them boys playing over there, man. They're traditionally a very, very good defensive team. A lot of defensive personnel. Steph, what's going on, bro? Thanks for joining. The sweep on that last series killed me. The one to who had got that sweep? Was it Simmons or somebody like it was crazy. Was it Swift? It was, I don't know. That last series was strange. Cook, yeah. Steph says he's satisfied with that game. Beast Mode says UCF lost. My man asked me about AJ Espinoza. That dude cold. AJ Espinoza is cold. He's going to be a top 10 pick, I bet. I love teams like those. I don't know. I traditionally loved, when I was a little kid, I loved Midwest football. It was just something about teams in the Midwest. It was just I don't know. Maybe it was because I was only child and stuff. I always liked stuff that was different than, you know what I'm saying, what was my surroundings type stuff. So I always thought that Iowa was in those Midwest teams like that. They always seem to come up with these gems and they have a certain way they play ball. It's just Wisconsin. Yep, I've been on Wisconsin a long time. So I say like physical teams. That's my whole thing. I have a tough time covering teams that aren't physical, to be honest with you, man. I'll be like, man, I don't want to cover this team. So they messed up Michigan for me, man. I'm like, dang, this ain't Michigan. Tommy Frazier in Nebraska. Back in the day, man, I love that. You can name off all kinds of people more than Tommy Frazier. You know what I mean? A whole bunch of people. Mike Mentor was on that team on defense. Lawrence Phillips, Mon Green, Corey Schlesinger. What does being an only child have to do with the Midwest? I just told this idiot. Because I like stuff that was not like my surroundings. I'm from Georgia, right? So I would always be like, man, I don't have nobody. I'd like to just go off in my mind from just shut the fuck up. I'm taking this dude twice. Indeed, fake injuries worse than pro male soccer players. Somebody said that in the chat. Yeah, Lawrence Phillip was a freak. Love it. Hey, who do you think will be a tougher challenge for UGA this year, LSU or Bama? That's actually a very good question. You know what's funny? If you really look at it right now, LSU and Bama have become virtually the same team. They have the same exact problems. The offensive line, a little shaky. The scheme is very good. Receivers are very good. They're damn near equal. I told y'all about Jamar Chase before. You didn't want to listen. Told you about Justin Jefferson. We seen what Terrace Marshall was about, and they have more cats beyond that. That is a loaded 5-star receiver laden team, and they do a good job pushing the ball down the field. Now we see that Joe Burrow has stepped his game up. Right, he may not be Tua, but from what we've seen in this small sample size, he looks very good, like an upper echelon type quarterback. Right, but then on the flip side of that, while the defensive backs are talented on both teams' secondaries look suspect to me. The linebackers, to me, look like they have been better in other years, right? We know why Alabama's is like that because Dylan Moses and Josh McMillan are hurt. And then the defensive front and the both teams' ability to get after the passer, both suspect to me, right? Despite having guys like Terrell Lewis on Alabama and Caleb Von Chasen on LSU, these teams are essentially the same team, and that's crazy to me. So I just don't think those type of teams give Georgia that much problem, especially down the road like that. Well, I think they probably be a little bit healthier, right? Not saying that those two teams can't beat Georgia because they very well could beat Georgia, but I think that type of ball plays into Georgia's hand, right? Like I said before, teams like Missouri and these teams that would throw the ball all around the yard, they tend to struggle against Georgia, right? Even last year with Alabama, you weren't going to pass the ball all around the yard on Georgia. It was always a physical team. Like LSU, to me, out physical them last year. Texas out physical Georgia last year. So those are the teams I always be like, that's what I said about Notre Dame. It's a physical team. Camarda is suspect. Dang, everybody getting on Jake Camarda. Dang, Camarda's from Gwinnett too, ain't he? Dang. Is he from Gwinnett? He from Norcross, I think. Heard people calling UGA overrated. Shaking my head, bro. That's why you know what I'm saying, you gotta limit who you talk to in life. You what did Jay-Z say? I know he didn't make it up, but Jay-Z said that you shouldn't argue with fools because people from a distance can't tell who's who. So everybody looks like fool. That's why I don't be trying to talk to people like that too much, man. They be thinking I'm retarded talking to these people. Man, I don't think Notre Dame should be out the playoff hunt. That was on the road. Imagine if it was at Notre Dame. It could have been a lot different right there. I don't think it should be out the playoff hunt. It just depends on the people who they have left. I know they play kind of a heavy ACC schedule. No Clemson this year, I would imagine. So that may be what does them in. But man, it's definitely too early for a playoff prediction, man. Jacob, think about this: teams like Ohio State and these teams that are ranked high hadn't even played ranked teams yet. Alabama hadn't played a ranked team yet. Clemson played A&M, but then A&M goes and loses to Auburn. So it's like we have too small of a sample size for these teams. He said that could have been a loss. Lovett says it could have been a loss at a neutral site. Very well. Very well could be. So we'll see what it says about Georgia, right? We had a small sample size on Georgia. We've seen it play a tough team. And we'll see about Notre Dame as time goes on. They still have Michigan, but Michigan shouldn't be ranked. Man, that's tough on me right there. So not too many teams can really flip what Wisconsin does though. So maybe some other teams are playing into his hands because they out physical Michigan. That was bad. Oh man, I saw something from one of my boys. Who said this? Santee. Legit question, Murph. Do Rubber Man read keys? Rubber Band Man plays with. Why we calling that man Rubber Band Man in public? I thought we couldn't. We weren't supposed to be doing that, man. No disrespect out there to Richard LeCount. LeCount has he's a kind of an instinctual player, but I don't know, man. I don't know. To me, he hasn't quite progressed. People going to remember. People literally will take one play and then make it be your whole game. So they remember the hit at the end. There was a whole bunch of plays where he was still bouncing off people and taking suspect angles. And the tight end, he was one-on-one in the coverage. I remember at the end of the game with the out route and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I felt like he would take a bigger step this year. That was one thing that I was hoping on, was him taking a bigger step. It doesn't look like he's done that yet. So as far as reading keys and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure he's a heady player. He's the type of cat that I remember was always in the film room and stuff like that. So sometimes you are what you are, man. Not everybody's meant to be a great football player. Might say they miss Bakari Rambo. Good Lord. Oh, somebody talking about injuries. Louisiana Banks. Oh, Louisiana Banks. That's what he get on. Ain't no more dominant 2016 Bama like defensive offensive game in college football now. Oh, you talking about nobody has a defense like the 2016 Bama defense? Man said I'm sleeping on my boy. I'm not sleeping on Bakari Rambo. I like Bakari Rambo, but why are we talking about Bakari Rambo? That's what I'm saying. For him to be missed, he been gone a long time. These mama jumpers be out here like, man, I miss Rick James. James been dead about 100 years. He does look bigger. Who looks bigger? Why isn't Scene or Reese playing more with LeCount not progressing? Because I'll be honest with you, I think Scene and Reese probably are both more suited to be where J.R. Reed is. That's why. So who's the true free safety in this equation? They definitely need to go out and recruit a true free safety, somebody with some range. I wonder how that does for their scheme if they can find somebody with some legit range that they could play at a post safety. Would you trust LeCount at a post safety? Said LeCount looks bigger. So what they got to do anything, dude? We don't have about 100 plays with him in the first 3 or 4 games and him bouncing off people on tackles. What him bigger got to do anything like that? We went through and named a whole bunch of people who were smaller than Richard LeCount that tackled very well. Tackling is tackling. It has nothing to do with your size. He's bouncing off of people because he's not wrapping up. He's not wrapping up. He doesn't want to wrap up. Sometimes one time tonight, if you look at the game, he like closed his eyes and put his head down or something like that. Like, I mean, like Earl Thomas, how big is he? He can tackle quite well, and he's not talking. A lot of these guys, Richard LeCount bouncing off, ain't even going to be in the NFL. Your man Earl Thomas is actual in the NFL with NFL players tackling very well. Maybe Tyson Campbell can move to free safety next year. Man, I think they probably would have already been deaded if that was going to happen. Oh, this Jermaine dude right here asking the same question a bunch of times. Hey, you got a super chat, man. Catherine says, I can't wait until LeCount graduates. Good Lord. 2 more years. LaMarcus Joyner, that boy getting hit. He's an animal. He probably weigh about 180. Tyrann Mathieu, hitting like the water boy. He's a hell of a good tackler. What you see about Tyrann Mathieu is he literally, man, I done seen that man freaking, who was it? It was somebody I was doing some stuff on recently. It was one of these big running backs. He was taking him up head on and wrapping up around his waist and driving like a real tackle. Like hitting like LeCount tries to hit looks good when you do get a good hit like he had tonight. But oftentimes what we remember is when you bouncing off of people, because some people are just not going to go down like that. The guy today, what was it, a slant or something like that? That's just a defenseless receiver. He can't brace for impact. You caught him at a good time. But something tells me if that guy would have caught the ball, it was Chase Claypool, I believe. If he would have caught the ball, took 2 or 3 steps, he would have ran Richard LeCount over. And he would have been roadkill, and he would have been concussed again, like when Sam Ehlinger ran him over. Yeah, we said Honey Badger, love it. You see anything you didn't expect, though? Not one thing. That's why Steph needs to be a member of patreon.com/committed to the G. Oh, Carl Joseph. Yeah, no, Carl Joseph had a little weight behind him, though, don't he? But he was short. I give you that. But that man can hit. That's as I said, LeCount was tackling with his head down. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Keanu Neal can hit. Keanu Neal's a big dude. Eric Weddle, he's another big dude. These guys are well over 200-something pounds. I'm talking about guys who are in the 190 range and stuff, or up to 200 pounds. UGA's talent won the game, says Corey Lawler. Irish played a hell of a game. Notre Dame to play a conference championship to help. That tight end is legit. Yeah, Cole Kmet. Santi Jones says, Murph, you call this game to a T. That's why I wish, I'm saying, more people were at patreon.com/committed to the G, man, so they could see that breakdown. Some of these games I really get up for on these breakdowns. It's hard for me to break down Murray State and stuff like that. And it's hard for me to listen to people talk about 12 takeaways from the Murray State game, or so-and-so is the truth. He's a dog. I mean, it's a big difference when you're playing against NFL players like Notre Dame, man. Stuff's just going to look different. I wish you guys knew the talent at Notre Dame before the game started, if you were really versed in the talent, because this is a talented. To me, this is a really good win. I'm like giddy with it. I'm like, man, it was a good game. That's a really good win. It makes me really think a lot about Georgia as far as being the best team in the country, right? It was a big win, man. We don't do high up in here. So people come in here and you say hi, you get blocked. I'm sorry. You come in and you talk like we in a barbershop or something like that. You'll walk in a barbershop and be like, "Hi." You know what I'm saying? Somebody might slap you or something like that. They're gonna question your sexuality or something. You know what I'm saying? You walk in the barbershop, what you gonna be like, "What up, y'all? How you doing today?" Them 3 and outs really hurt Notre Dame. Yeah, they started to gas. Do it make you think you ready for them Tigers? Who's you? You mean Georgia? Do I think that Georgia's ready for Clemson? Hell yeah. Clemson hunting out bunnies and stuff like that. I think that would be a good matchup for Georgia. How about Cager being a go-to guy late? I'm feeling confident in 5 guys who compete for balls in these tight games. Says Aaron Brazil. Brazil, like Dominic Brazil? Yeah, Cager, man, he look good. Symbols More says, Billin, does this win against Notre Dame make you think Georgia ready for LSU? Why Georgia be running from LSU? I don't understand this. Ready for LSU. Like LSU was undefeated last year or something like that. I agree with you. This game was a good win. Now everybody want to say it. I'll take Fields over Lawrence all day. Oh, yeah. Since we've seen Trevor Lawrence literally play against Alabama, Notre Dame, Texas A&M, teams like that, you'll take Justin Fields, who played against. Name the teams that fucking Justin Fields played against. And then tell this dude to go stomp on some tacks. Put tacks out your wall and stomp on him. Let the dude play somebody, man. Like, this doesn't make any sense to me when people come with this. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's hard for me to talk football with people. I know he just won a national title as a freshman, and not to mention that winning the national title, that's a team thing. But the fact that the competition that he played, we saw him take it to Alabama last year. Alabama, he took it to him. Justin Fields played FAU and Cincinnati, Indiana. How, Sway? You ain't got the answers. Miami of Ohio. Miami, Ohio already had losses. Oh, you had to time him out, though, bro. He's just being a fan. Lover says the Slim Reaper's the truth. Who was talking about? Justin Blackman, according to Florida State fans, he's the Slim Reaper. That's why I had to stop halt on my Slim Reaper stuff. I was like, you know what, man, I ain't even messing with this. Probably off topic. No, it ain't off topic, man. I told everybody Jamar Chase was a freak. Everybody was looking. Somebody was saying like LSU didn't have receivers or something like that. Remember that one time I was about to kill somebody. I thought about, like, you know what I'm saying, just stabbing random people. Like, just Jamar Chase. Nah, Monterey's ain't having it tonight. They probably feel a little certain way too. Especially somebody coming in here talking about Trevor. They would take Justin Fields over Trevor Lawrence after freaking games against Miami of Ohio and Indiana. Ain't nobody even ranked teams. We saw Trevor Lawrence literally play the top ranked team in the country, right? Alabama. That hurt him, man. That's Philly Flyer, man. That's what he does. That's why I call him Philly Flyer. You make sure y'all get them Philly Flyers. Some of y'all sleeping on Philly Flyer shirts. Y'all crazy. That shirt is dope. Hey, I got one on. Now that I think about it. You get your Philly Flyer shirts. MurphBaldwin@gmail.com. Got about at least 100 something people got this shirt right here. That's you top 3 receiver corps. Man, I'm not so sure that why you wouldn't call it, you know what I'm saying, number 1, to be honest with you. You want to give Alabama his props for doing it for a long time. Yeah, that muscle relaxation is something crazy, but maybe 1A, 1B with Alabama. This man says, how y'all were shitting on Notre Dame? Like, damn, why you delete that? I wanted them to say that because he was in here when I was telling people that Notre Dame was the truth. Kevin Boateng, make sure who you direct. I want Kevin Boateng to come out and say that he was directing that to me. That's what I want. I want you to say that you were directing that to me so I can spaz out on you. Since I sat here and told people, like, you must be crazy talking to Notre Dame like that. Louisiana Bank said, right, Justin Fields playing against Krispy Kreme Donut Community College. All right, 1C, Corey Lawler. 1B, 1A, 1B, 1C. But man, what you gonna do, man? Jamar Chase and these boys are way faster than the boys that they got on Clemson. Justin Ross and T. Higgins, they can get loose on that. But you're talking about some legit crazy speedster type cats. Like Jamar Chase is one of them dudes. Like you're like, good lord, it's like Henry Ruggs and them boys. 1A1. Oh man, what happened? Kevin Boateng, he got done. What he say? Oh, he said the wrong thing. Don't ever come up in here saying nobody else's channel's name. You had to go. That's your automatic thing. I'm telling you, people out there, right? Don't be mentioning no other mumble rap dudes or whatever in their YouTube channels. We getting you out of here right now. We don't want them to have no type of publicity up on this channel. This channel is about top billing soldiers, about all of us. I don't know. We gotta do this. I just hate the comparison to general field stuff, man. It's like you can't win with that. You're not gonna be able to win. Pastor, these bouncers getting crazy with it. Yeah, they do be getting high, but you can't. We ain't letting you say nobody's name in here. Like every person always want to come in and talk about other cats. Jalil said, Jalil, he waving the white flag. He like, hey man, I'm just trying to be cool, man. Man said, do I follow the NFL? Yeah, I do follow the NFL, man, but not on this chat. I'm trying to talk about college football. Fromm showed out, man. Fromm did his thing, man. I thought people were going to be coming up here talking about the general was killing it. I ain't even heard that yet. Also, run game to the outside for big gains. Yeah, we saw Jonathan Taylor straight kills, straight murder. Shout outs to Las Vegas Les, my man right here, Las Vegas. He said that Jonathan Taylor would go for over 200 yards. And even I was like, on a Don Brown defense? Don Brown was a corpse out there, so that wasn't Don Brown. Jamar Chase versus Surtain will be fireworks. Oh, damn, they done switched it up. I thought we said it was going to be Justin Jefferson versus Surtain. You know what's funny? We've already seen Jamar Chase and them guys versus Surtain and like the opening and stuff like that. They was murdering Surtain. But that will be fireworks, so it's going to be dope. Zombie Don Brown. Zombie Brown today. Man, I feel bad for my boy Don Brown. You see the hit McCaffrey took. Good Lord, McCaffrey. Oh, Dylan McCaffrey. Yeah, man. That was a neck jerker, a spine tingler. He got up all kinds of bodily functions and bodily parts wasn't working right no more. Kevin Lee said, less prediction on point. Yeah, he was. Somebody up in here with a name, you know what I'm saying, that we might have to watch out for right there. I don't know. You may just have a common name with somebody, but we might have to let you go just for having a common name with someone that we don't want up on the channel. Indy last play, I don't know if the line call adjustment wasn't made at the line, but man, that guy completely missed the block. Yeah. I wonder if they were expecting. We got to see how many players. I can't wait to get back on this film after this or whatever like that and see exactly what they did on that last play. Good job by Ian Book, though, to be able to escape that and still get Oh, okay. I got you, Lou Dog. And still be able to get the pass off. I never heard of you, though, Lou Dog. How you follow up on the top billing, man? I never heard of you before. I got a memory like an elephant. I know 50,000 people that freaking this channel. Oh, somebody coasting on Florida? Man, I don't sleep on Florida. I know it's against Tennessee, but man, it showed me some of the stuff that I wanted to see outside of the damn run game. Come on, Gators. You got to get that run game together, man. 4th and 1. I got to call it fourth and Kirby or something like that. I was getting on 3rd and Grantham or whatever y'all say, 4th and Kirby. So how many 4th and 1 calls or 3rd and 1 calls has Coach Smart blundered? He can't explain that, Jalil. He's just being a prisoner of the moment. He's not even thinking like, you know what? That man played against Notre Dame in the playoffs and shine. He played against Alabama in the playoffs and shine. He played against various ranked teams on his schedule already and shine. And Justin Fields has not played one ranked team, period. Like, give it a chance. Justin Fields is clearly very talented, but we got to see him against better competition. It might not look the same. P-Ron was better with the extra pounds. P-Ron lost weight? Man, he looked bigger than me, this dog. He looked bigger than he used to be. He looked big and slow now, like a big, slow power back. I thought back in the day, he kind of reminded me of kind of a change pace back. Like when he was a freshman and a sophomore, P-Ron reminded me of a change of pace cat. Uh-oh, what did the kids say? Chip Kelly or Harbaugh? Man, they both trash. Chip Kelly's trash because Chip Kelly was a number one pick for Florida. He could have been at Florida right now, but he chose UCLA because his little hamster looking ass wanted to go to the beach. You think he had the beach for real, getting on chicks? Chicks don't know who he is. He'd have to wear all his coach gear with his headset and everything to get chicks. He had the beach by himself, just regular chicks walking by him. Like, man, tell your granddaddy stop looking at me. Chip Kelly is bashful. Come on, Les. I expected Josh Gaddis to unlock that loaded Michigan receiving core. They have more than three NFL receivers. Ronnie Bell, I think, could be an NFL receiver, especially with they have him running out of slot. He'd be one of the more athletic slot types out there, kind of like a Dominic Blaylock for Georgia, right? But yeah, them three dudes they have with Peoples Jones. You seen, man, Peoples Jones got some serious hops. I wanted to go to the beach. Come on, Tate. You know he did. Why else would he choose UCLA over Florida? That doesn't make sense to me. At the beach. Dude, he had to be in the beach in his coach gear with the headset and everything. He need to be at the beach with the coach gear. He need to be calling plays. That's when the chicks will be like, oh, is he a coach? Other than that, he ain't getting no chicks. Shea Patterson has been inaccurate. Shea Patterson has been more than inaccurate. Shea Patterson has been trash dookie. And I like Pistol Pat. I'm going to take that nickname back, though. Thank for Chip Kelly did choose UCLA, but he'd be playing with Florida's players, right? Those jet sweeps are not going to work against elite talent. I'm talking about Chip Kelly's old school, his jet sweep type stuff. Shit, I don't know about that, bro. We've seen some teams with some sweeps, man, getting it in at the high level. Bringing all those weird motions to the beach. You got to do it, man, if you want to get the chicks. Because other than he ain't getting the chicks with his looks. Pickens, what are we talking about Pickens for? I think people just gonna talk about Pickens no matter what. Somebody read me Pickens' stat line from today. For every catch he has, that's how many times I'm going to talk about him. You're saying Fields is better than Lawrence because of Elite 11. Who the hell said that? Ed Miller, what's up, man? So he on a bye week, man. He's still getting it in. He says, hey, I resemble that Grant's remark. No, man, you probably get chicks at the beach. Chip Kelly, he ain't getting chicks at the beach. They just tell him, you know what I mean? A lot of people, Denzel Washington is a grandpa. I bet you he getting chicks at the beach. But that man went all the way to UCLA to be at the beach over Florida with the type of talent Florida has. UCLA have like, what? I was giving them like 5 or 6 NFL players. Florida probably has like 20. Thanks for the super chat, Ed. Dang, they getting on Shea Patterson. People were mad as hell at Shea Patterson for not going to LSU. Now they glad he bailed on LSU. That's crazy. It's funny how hindsight is 2020. Denzel on that equalizer for ain't he though? He said Florida has beaches too, but don't tell Chip that he ain't know that. He know that UCLA is right by a beach though. Man, Lake Richards, what are you doing? You out here struggling. You down bad tonight on that exotic orange juice. Uh-oh, John Renner on that exotic orange juice, Les? What John Renner talking about right now? Saying I would take him if I had the choice over Lawrence. Hey, man, that's that man's opinion, man. Everybody can be prisoners of the moment. Joshua Pate in the house. You said he was down 30, now down 3. Right now, beginning of the 4th. Let's go, Chip. Florida. Chip Kelly got scared of the Florida man memes. I don't know about that. You look at Chip Kelly, he looks like he might be Florida man. He got mad. He got scared because somebody might find him out. Chip Kelly didn't go to Florida because the SEC conference to coaches up and spit them out that are not worthy. Man, you crazy. Chip Kelly was Oregon teams and was taking them boys and smacking people all around the country, man. He can clearly coach football. He just made a bad decision to go to UCLA, man. The talent out in California right now, if you really look up and down the coast of California, I think the talent is not really not there. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you can't have some teams that'll do good, but if If you're really being neutral about it, here's what it is, man. Yep, Marco Wilson got a pick for sure. I think they threw it right to Marco, didn't they, Logan? Picking 0 catches, 0 yards, 8 blocks. Don't be trying to throw the blocks in. 0 catches and 0 yards. So, all right, so that's how much we're going to talk about Pickens. Let's talk about Cage. I'll talk about Cage. Talk about somebody that, you know what I'm saying? We're going to be talking about the new guy because he knew. Talk about somebody that balled out. He had about 3 drops. He sure did. And people don't want to talk about that. He had a cold. The general had a cold throw to him, man. On a what was it? On a fade or something like that. Damn. South has the O line. West got the skill players. I don't even think West got the skill players over the South anymore, though. Go look at all the skill players, all from Alabama and all these guys. These guys aren't from California. Who's got a better skill set or set of skills than LSU's receivers? And all those boys are from, where are they from? Texas and LSU. They might actually all, I mean, from Louisiana. They might all be from Louisiana now. Think about it. Same thing with Alabama. What are those boys from? They're not from California. Got one from Florida, one from Henry Ruggs is from Alabama. You got I don't forget. USC does. Yeah, USC stays with the players, no doubt about that. USC is a different animal though than everyone else. Hard to believe that LSU didn't even really want Chase despite being right in their backyard until he decommitted from UF. Wait, hold up. Jamar Chase used to be what? Yeah, Devontae Smith from Louisiana. So there you go, another South player. Wait, hold on. Jamar Chase used to be committed to Florida. Florida produced the best wide receivers. Man, I can kind of move with that for sure. Anyone else think? Am I talking about the refs? Hard to believe. Somebody confirm that your man Jamar Chase used to be a Florida commitment. Where we at? Let's get some super chats popping. Paul Van Landenham said he think the Indy fake injuries to start our offense blatantly. Dang, Paul, you just started watching football. This is widespread for the past however many seasons that people have been going with heat tempo offenses. People always do this. This happens literally every. Do you not watch the Texas LSU game? They did it like 1,000 times. It was LSU doing it. Chase and Copeland committed to McElwain. Wow. Then decommitted when he left. Then Copeland recommitted to Mullen. That's cold. Worked out for both teams, man. Trayvon Grimes on that team. Van Jefferson. Tyree Cleveland, man. That's the dude I thought was going to be a straight dog from what I seen from him when he was a freshman. Kid's got some mad hops and some really good hands. You know who's underrated? Tennessee's Jawan Jennings. He's 38 years old, no doubt about it. But, man, he makes – dudes, Lake Richard, stop saying crap. I think that's your problem right there. Yeah, Jawan Jennings, man, he just makes stuff happen. He has some serious hops. He breaks tackles. He's very much like a Larry Fitzgerald type, right? Jennings is the new Kelly Washington. I can believe that. Kelly Washington was the truth, and he had that dance move that was dope. And the way he signaled first down, he's one of the dope first down signalers ever. Ole Miss's head coach looks like he's in over his head. Come on, man, Fred Flintstone. You just now figuring that out with Fred Flintstone? I think they chose him just because he was going to be cheap. They was like, how much you want to get paid, man? Give me about 100,000. I'm good. I think the state of Louisiana is top 5 all time in football talent. Great athletes down there. Yeah, man, I'd have to really think about that, but definitely in recent memory for sure. Mac Luke isn't sure what sport he's coaching. Dang, Logan, why you get on him like that? Florida might have found their quarterback by default. I ain't touching that, man. Y'all can Felipe Franks' parents and stuff gonna run up on y'all one day. Some dude on the thing today, man, he was just getting on Felipe. It rubbed me the wrong way because guess what? No matter what, all these players that people get on and everything like that, at one particular point in time, I can guarantee you when they sign with your team or whatever, people were going ham over them. So now all of a sudden, oh, he's trash. I wish he got hurt earlier and stuff like that. To me, that's crazy, man. Especially when you actually know people that play football, like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody talking about some of these kids. Oh, yeah, who led Ohio State in rushing today? I want to see somebody out there. Let me know who led Ohio State in rushing today. I don't know who it is. I would like to know this. Somebody want to get unbanned from mentioning another channel? I don't know about that, bro. Don't be mentioning nobody else, man. Yeah, talk about college football, not other channels, man. I'm not trying to let these people shine off me. I'm pretty sure they don't want me to shine off them either. Was it still? I want to hear somebody say the whole name. I don't know. Nobody don't know who still is. Who led Ohio State in rushing today? Somebody let me know. And said Fields. No, it wasn't Fields. I don't think it was Fields. I don't know. I'm asking. I don't know who Detail Chambers is. Say his name correctly. Peyton Manning, Ed Reed, Michael Irvin, to name a few greats from Louisiana. Michael Irvin's from Louisiana. What? He's from Miami, Florida. You asked what people were talking about Notre Dame being bad. Oh, we'll talk about the people in here, man. We don't care about nobody else. This dog said Steel Chambers. Steel Chambers led Ohio State in rushing this year. Let's go, Steel. Shout out to my boy Steel. People up there, that crazy talk. We need two backs in 2020 at Ohio State. No, you don't. Just let Steel and Marcus Crowley tote that rock after your man Master T. You be fine. Steel is a damn animal, bro. Not one of you pencil neck geeks out there on your little goofy ass podcast who could tackle Steel Chambers in the open field. You couldn't even tackle him just right in front of you, man. Come on. Thoughts of UGA's pass rush end of game. That's pretty good, man. But that's one of those things where you just knew there was going to be a passing down. So pretty good, man. Got to get them boys on the field though. Jambalaya Joe Burrow is the dumbest nickname I've ever heard in my life. Anytime you call somebody compare somebody to food where I'm from, we don't take it in a positive manner. I always think about, yeah, he is going to be a feast. Jugular Joe? Yes. Always going for the jugular vein, baby. That boy is cold-blooded. I like him. But Jambalaya Joe, that shit is ridiculously doo-doo. Getting feasted upon. Jambalaya Joe. That should have turned. You can't leave shit to be ambiguous. Yeah, I don't know why the dude said that Michael Irvin was from Louisiana. That was kind of weird. Damn, it was Jalil that said that? Oh, no, Jalil. Jalil and the exotic orange juice for real. Zach Bolton said, I predicted an Auburn A&M score last stream. Man, shout out to Zach Bolton. We're gonna have to check that out though. All right, so talk to me about the Auburn A&M game. I bet y'all didn't even watch. Joe Burrow got some Phillip Rivers in him. Heck yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's the Phillip Rivers is another dude. His name could be Juggler or something. You just got that thing in him. I feel like Joe's on edge. I feel if you kind of boring. I knew somebody was gonna say it was kind of boring. Come on, man. Y'all guys gotta watch stuff that has defense, and y'all don't like defense. Everybody want to see everybody score 66 points against Bo Knox. Damn. Bo Knox. What that mean? Everybody want to see them score against like the Philadelphia School of Barber Clippering and Steak Meats. Sometimes when you play like teams like that, man, it's gonna come down to some defense, man. Every aspect of the game comes underway or comes into play. Jaleel Work Dunn is from Louisiana. Work Dunn is, yeah, definitely from Louisiana. Marshall Falk and Work Dunn, yep. Auburn front seven is for real. And man, it's feel like all them dudes been there for a long time. I can't believe Marlon Davidson is still there, and Derek Brown and Nick Cole, Big Cat Bryant, TD Moultrie. Auburn is a problem, man. I tried to tell you that before the season. I wouldn't totally sleep on Auburn. But that defensive backfield, still kind of suspect. Christian Tutt looked pretty good, but Noah Igbenogany, dang, he was getting prisoned. He was getting prisoned. He was prison food. Lawrence Cager going to step up as the guy for Georgia in the receiving group. I doubt you want to concentrate and make him your number one guy. So could be though, but looks like a kind of a receiving by committee kind of guy. But I think maybe a guy like George Pickens is more of your. He has the talent to be kind of a number one receiver. Where I think if you're relying on Lawrence Cager to be your number one receiver instead of him just popping up some games or whatever like that and making some big catches, then you probably be crying at the end. Rivers overrated. Why do people just be saying one name? Oh, Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers overrated? How, Sway? We're on college, though. Let's talk about college. Man said, how did Papo do? I didn't really see Papo doing too much. Pickens keep blocking like he did. He will see more time. Well, damn, he felt like he was a starter. Felt like he was in a lot. Nix has a lot to work on. Yeah, he does, man. He's just in his fourth game, and they're playing ranked teams. He played 2 ranked games in the 4 games that he's played as a true freshman. Ohio State, they ain't played one yet. I think Cager got all those catches because they were manning Pickens with the number one cornerback the whole game. They were not following Pickens around. Pickens has, 2-3 catches in his entire career? They were not traveling their cornerbacks with George Pickens, man. Come on, you guys are getting a little exotic orange juicy out here. All they did was what if they just kept playing left and right corner? That's what they do. Come on, man. Somebody get this Stevia Splendid dude up out of there. I'll get him out of here. Oh, God. Here's a new rule. This for the rest of the night. I'm not talking about no freshmen. Let's talk about the guys. Georgia beat Notre Dame, which is a really good team, and them guys didn't have to play. You should be extremely ecstatic. No stats from Zamir White. No stats from George Pickens. Who else? Blaylock got in there and did a little something. Really no stats from Nolan Smith and these guys like that. That's why Georgia is special to me. Swift will be a Falcon next year. Come on, man. You don't know where Atlanta will be picking or somebody will pick before him. Does Exotic OJ got Henny in it? Exotic OJ has more than just Henny in it. It has hallucinogens, Henny, grease, anything. No stats for Cook, really. Simmons done returning punts. Dang. What am I saying Simmons at kick return, right? He's kind of a running back type to me or whatever. Like I always like running backs on kickoff returns because you end up with these blocking schemes that look very much like you're running the ball, right? Like a rush. So I would like to see Simmons there, but yeah, some of these punt return guys be kind of scaring me, man. Even my boy Amari Rodgers at Clemson, sometimes he was scaring me. But I bet you him on a kickoff return, man. How did now you want to know who Charlotte? I think Clemson was playing. Charlotte. Running back for kickoffs and corner/wide receivers for punts. Damn, why they ain't let you say that? They erased it too? Dang. Michael Kelly, thank you. I need that exotic OJ. Keep doing your thing. I don't know about that, Mike. I don't know if you want to be on an exotic OJ. You start saying crazy stuff like some of these dudes up in here in this chat. Somebody right now, we're going to do it the top 3 exotic orange juice people of the night. Who's on that exotic orange juice tonight the hardest? Logan Stewart says, Steel Chambers led Ohio State in rushing with 63 yards. Steel Chambers, what? And to think, man, when I was doing his marketing and talking to coaches all around the United States, all these top coaches and stuff like that on his behalf, a lot of them were like, man, yeah, I like him at linebacker and stuff like that. I'm like, you must be crazy. Not every one of them. It's like obviously a great deal of them. Like Urban Meyer thought he was a hell of a running back. Man, ask what quarters did he play? Doesn't matter what quarter you play. Every when you're on Ohio State, perhaps the most talented team in the country, every quarter is the fourth quarter. Come on, man. Don't be trying to come on, man. You see that I have a relationship with this kid. Don't be trying to mess with me, man. I'll block you off of that. I hated the field goal at the time, but it did force Indy into TD or bust at the game. Man, but suppose they would have freaking got the first yard. You know what I'm saying? I mean, got the first down. Then they would have kept running the clock, and maybe suppose they would have scored. It would have looked a lot different. I don't know. That's always that hindsight stuff. These dudes keep saying about people legit because of who they. Come on, man. I'm going to get this Clemens dude out of here for a little bit. He don't understand competition. He's been doing this the entire night. Lake Richards, 2 big games that are on Georgia's schedule are against Florida and Auburn. Yes, those are 2. I cannot wait for those 2 games. Cannot absolutely wait for both of those games. I think they both present very similar. Come on. I think, man, come on, man. He can say JK. It's just his opinion. Come on, y'all can. They ain't timed him out too. Dang. I'm sorry. Hey, I didn't really mean for them to time you out. You're allowed to have your opinion, whatever, like that. But yeah, both of Florida's and Auburn's defensive front, I think, is the absolute truth, and I would like to see that against some of these guys, strength on strength right there. Georgia's offensive line versus Florida's defensive front and Auburn's defensive front. But conversely, both of those guys secondary look a little bit concerning to me. And then the run game, Auburn's run game looked a little bit better, but I still have my reservations about Auburn's run game as well. So. Y'all see that boy Anthony Schwartz with that 57-yard touchdown today? All right, Josh, thank you. Thank you for your participation. J.R. Reed, a first-round talent. Yeah, I think he's a first-round talent. However, I wonder with him, he's just so thorough, man. He doesn't do anything super flashy. He's just really good at football. Everything you want him to do, he's really good at. Maybe he doesn't have the deep range, but if you're looking for somebody who can be more of a box sniffer and stuff. Box sniffer. That's hard. He's your guy, man. He's your guy. So I could see him. I would like for him to be taken in the first round, but I could see him going in the second round. Swamp will be rocking when Auburn comes to town. Ooh, Auburn in a pause, Murph. That can't be a pause. Come on, Aaron Holland's strange as a mama jumper anyway, man. He straight stood my boy Les Vegas up today. They supposed to be hanging out. I was like, man, that's dope. You get to hang out with a fellow dog fan. Y'all both out in Vegas and stuff. This man come in like 8 hours later in the full quarter talking about some. He wasn't even talking about Les either. He was throwing up a gif or something about the football game. I was like, man, that's cool. That's cool. Now he up top talking about box sniffing is a pause. That's a little splendid. Box sniffing would definitely not be a pause. What's wrong with Aaron Holland, man? Come on, AH. You on that exotic orange juice tonight? Exactly. Young Coke said box sniffing far from pause. Yeah, that's a go, not a pause. If you pausing that, man, then that's like the opposite. You know what I'm saying? That's like, you know what I'm saying? Aaron Holland might got a little splendid in his tank. Come on, AH. What you mean pause? That's my boy, though, man. You know I like Aaron. That's my boy. Man said he pausing that pause. Pausing that is a pause. Wilson came back earlier than expected. I know, man. I can't wait to get back out there and watch this. I can't wait for the rewatch in this game. This game has a big like rewatchability. I probably watched this bad boy like 3 times. Where we at? We slowing down. We got to go. It's time to go. Alex Jr. said, do them youngsters even know what box mean? I don't think they do. Aaron Holland ain't no youngster, though. He might be an old head. He might be struggling, you know what I'm saying, with that term. Kenley has a high ankle sprain. Anyone know? Man, I hope not. J.R. Reed is impressive. He literally ran from the other side of the field to take away that ball. Yeah, Brendan Howell wants to know if he's blocked. When you want to know if you blocked, then you probably should be blocked. That's my that's my notion. So Wilson came in and played some good ball. Yeah, man. Especially if you got to go against Aquar and them boys. He said, never mind. Speaking of box, why do you think Georgia was stout against the run tonight? Man, that's what they've been working on. I think that they didn't respect Notre Dame's passing game, to be honest with you. So I think they let J.R. Reed sniff around the box a little bit, and they kind of brought in a little bit of late add to the box and stuff like that. So I also don't think that Notre Dame's personnel. I'll be quite frank with you. I wanted Steel Chambers to go to Notre Dame, right? When I was talking to his, what I'm saying, when I was conversing with his parents, who I worked hard with for a couple of years on his recruitment, because I thought that he would have a chance to start there for real. Like I like Tony Jones and Jafar Armstrong and Jameer Smith and these guys, but I don't find them to be top flight NFL type running backs. So that's that. But I find the offensive line to be very good, except the center at Notre Dame. So JR stepped up on Cole Kmet when Georgia needed someone. I mean, at the end of the game, Cole Kmet was killing people. He was killing your boy LeCount. Why would Zamir start over? Oh, somebody just said that. Where? Please, I hope somebody said that. Who said that? Oh, symbols say more. Yeah, he might have to go. Like that's just ridiculous. You talking about a guy who's a legit first round pick, perhaps a top 15 pick. Oh, why you need someone? He in an alternate universe. That's what that exotic orange juice be doing to people. They be gone. They be somewhere in the third dimension saying ridiculous stuff. You hope Zamir White starts over what? Every time Swift gets the ball, I'm like, man, well, he's about to score. I'm like, oh, he's about to score every time. That person had to have been trolling. Brandon Howell, thanks for the content, Murph. Really helped me this year to get back into coaching. See the judge on October 15th to get my record cleared so I can officially get hired rather than volunteering. Shout out to you, Brandon Howell. Good luck. Stuff looking up for you. Glad to hear that, bro. UCLA versus Wazoo total would be 200. Dang, that's cold. My man said, you see Swift's hurdle. He's a freak. That person obviously never saw DeAndre Swift in their life, and then they are a big time like recruit Nick fan. Because there's no way in hell that anybody in the world should want to see that Mama Jama start over DeAndre Swift. He can have his time next year. This is Swift's time right now. Only saying that because of the matchup. What matchup does not Swift? What are you talking about? Swift can. There's nothing Swift that Zamir White can do that Swift can't. You must be on. Oh, yeah. You can't come over here trying to promote your own shit. Get the fuck out of here. Are they already hidden? Because of a matchup. Let's get back on that. Wow, Sway. Because of a matchup. Swift isn't a tough runner, but he's more sideline to sideline. You whatever. Swift is a north-south runner, and he can flip sideline to sideline. You got to be crazy. Thoughts on DJ Daniel? Man, I thought DJ Daniel had some really rough spots. But I also thought that he tackled very well. That's why I noticed that he was not afraid to stick his nose up in there. Georgia has a really good set of tackling receivers. Even a guy like Tyreek Stevenson, I think, is a pretty decent tackler. But Eric Stokes is a good tackler. Tyson Campbell's a damn good tackler. And then I like what I saw from DJ Daniel in the tackling. So a lot of those swing passes and stuff like that, none of those guys are afraid at all. But as the ball went down the field and something like, of course, just to be expected. DJ Daniel has not had a lot of playing time, and he's new to high-level college football. So UCLA put up 60. Wow. On Wazoo. Is the quarterback still Dorian Thompson right there? What's his name? Dorian Thompson Robinson? Where we at? All right, looks like y'all are slowing down. You ain't super chatting, so give y'all 4 more minutes. Then your boy got to bounce. Where we at? Don't be shy. Shout outs to my man. Oh man, I forget my man yesterday that he cash apped your boy. I appreciate that. You want to cash app your boy? There you go. Pound sign, $ Murph Baldwin. You want to get some Philly Fly shirts? Contacted me at murphbaldwin@gmail.com. We can go from there. All right. Uh-oh. Technical difficulties? Are we having technical difficulties? Someone let me know if we're having technical difficulties. It might be time to close up shop. Been a long day for the computer right here. All right. Well, I think we are. With that being said, man, I think you guys was really wanting to come up here for a little bit and talk about this Georgia game. As always, it's fun. Wish we could attract more real football head type people instead of people just be on in that fanboy type stuff, because that stuff gets extremely annoying. So for the Georgia people out there, I hope you enjoyed that particular game. It is a huge win. People are going to poo-poo on it just because these people don't understand football. They don't know, they're premature evaluators and everything. But I find myself walking away from that particular victory saying, damn, Georgia is the deal. Georgia is the absolute deal. It's going to be tough for people to beat Georgia this year, just because I know what Notre Dame represents as a team and as a talent and the type of team that it is, right? So really good win, but we'll see what people say about it. You know, everybody's going to still be talking about these guys who aren't playing anybody, and they're putting up these ridiculous numbers and stuff like that. But to me, this type of stuff means more than beating up on the Connecticut School of Broadcasting or whomever these teams are playing. All right. With that being said, Top Billing Sports, your boy Murph, and I am out. Peace. Top billing to ya.